All right, the last thing we're going to talk about is solving these conic section equations for y. In order to graph these conic sections on your calculator for your conics project, you need to solve them for y and be able to enter them like you would enter an equation on the y equals screen. So let's do one of each example and then we will call it good. So let's say I have this circle equation, x plus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 5 squared. First off, I know it's a circle because x is squared, y is squared, they're added together, and it equals a radius squared. So what we want to do is we want to solve this for y. We're trying to get that piece by itself, which means we need to follow order of operations, PEMDAS, but since we are solving, we need to follow it backwards. We need to do any addition and subtraction first, which means my first step is going to be to undo the thing that is being added to this y expression. So I'm going to subtract that entire x plus 2 squared to the other side. So I'll be left with y minus 3 squared on the left equals 5 squared minus that entire expression, x plus 2 quantity squared. Next thing that PEMDAS tells us to do backwards is multiplication and division. Well, I don't have anything in front of those parentheses, so I don't have anything to undo there. So I move on to my e, which is my exponent. So now I need to undo that square. How do you undo a square? You square root. So I need to square root both sides. So on the left, since I'm square rooting a square, those are inverse operations. I'm left with what's inside, y minus 3 equals. On the right, you're probably tempted to write 5 squared minus, or 5 minus x plus 2, but that would be 100% incorrect. You cannot simplify this any further than what you have written right there. You cannot simply distribute a square root to each term of two terms or any number of terms added or subtracted together. You have to leave it like that. There's nothing else you can do. So the last step to solve it for y, add that 3 over, so we get y equals that messy square root, 5 squared, minus parentheses x plus 2 squared, add that 3, and you have your equation. Disclaimer, this is only going to graph the top half of your circle because it's going to graph the positive square root. If you also want the bottom half, you have to graph the negative version of this as well. So negative square root of 5 squared minus x plus 2 squared plus 3. With that plus 3 not inside that square root. Make sure that is separate. Those two equations will give you that one circle.